On a good note, I did find out today that there are some parents watching their kids play PlayStation Home.
I like that. I like to hear
I
it.
ran into a 15-year-old and we were talking at a personal space and she was saying how, yeah, her dad's like right there, to make sure nothing does happen to her. I was like, that's the perfect situation right there. Perfect situation. So it does
I
lean
remember,
both ways.
I remember this 12-year-old girl got on there, and I was like, I said, look, you don't need to talk.
Okay, he's gone.
I know.
He's
Leave us in
gone.
suspense. Leave us in suspense. Why don't
Look,
you? It's
it's
a
his
lot.
old laptop.
It's his
No, it's
old.
not. I hit the mute by mistake. My bad.
Ah,
But
yeah.
anyway, it's not that I'm gone. I'm still here.
All right, hello and welcome to Home Conference. I am Jersquall, your host for tonight, and my guest host special this week is Yacher 2000 EP. EP, say hi to the people, man.
Greetings. Hello.
EP, your club, man. Just a quick shout out to your club, Incognito. How you guys doing over there?
Doing pretty good, man. Working on some great events coming out real soon for the fall. Since everybody's going back to school, had a little summer break on events, but hey, gonna come back even stronger.
Great, great, great. You guys have done some amazing events, some great, great times over at Incognito, and hi to all your group over there too. So people are probably wondering, what is Home Conference? What's this about? It's pretty simple. The idea I had just the other night was to get a bunch of home users together on Skype and talk about some of the home topics. I posted this on the home forums, and sure enough, asking for volunteers, people who'd like to be on the show, and sure enough, we got a lot of people ready to talk. Let's meet some of them right now. Joining me today, we have Icarix. Icarix, say hi to everybody.
Hi everyone, how's it going?
Icarix is an MVP, also a big time poster on the forums too. So a little about yourself. How long you been using Home?
I've been on Home since January of 2012, so I'm a bit new, but not
You're-
that new anymore.
You're a baby.
I am a baby, but I sort of grew fast.
That's great. And nice to hear that you're also an MVP, so home guide, so good to know.
Yeah.
Great. All right, let's talk to Gamer316, who's actually playing a game right now. Gamer,
Yep.
you're on. Also, give a quick shout out to one of your home clubs, our previous clubs.
Which one?
Anyone.
I'd say Guns of Hellgas.
And you're currently playing.
NBA 2K13.
Are you winning?
I just finished the game. I beat the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Right on. All right, we're gonna move to King of Games.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
What's up, brother?
What's going on?
How you been?
Oh, good.
Long time poster. See you on Twitter a lot. Also on the home forums. You're also an MVP on the home forums. Currently, we're also one of the ATVs that I've known for a long time with other people like Gamer316. Shout out to any clubs in the home.
Okay, any club. Okay. I want to give a shout out to Game Red Death, Home Informer,
Cool.
Legendary Hurricanes. Basically, every club that I've been part of.
You've been a part of quite a few awesome clubs, by the way. All right, we're going to move on to Cajun. Since you brought up Legendary Hurricanes, let's go with Cajun for life. He's also joining us today. Cajun,
What up?
hey, how's your club doing, man?
Oh, we're doing great,
Good,
We
good.
keep on trying to grow each and every day, try to offer better things, for the home community, not just for our club, but for the home community. Got a website going, got a forum going, and we got our next event coming up here at this Saturday, August 17th, so back to school event.
Back to school. Check it out. And that'll be on the home forums. You can check it out there.
Yeah, I actually already posted something on the home forums. I think it done made its way out of the top pages due to all the other controversies happening on the forums.
I'd bump that, but I don't want to get kicked out. Anyways, all right, we're going to head over to Curse Plague. Curse Plague is pretty new on the home forums, but it wanted to join us too. Curse Plague, how you doing?
I'm all right.
Cool. How long you been using PlayStation Home, man?
Probably since late 2010.
Nice. You've been there for a while then, so you know what's going on. You don't have a
Oh,
whole
yeah.
lot of posts in the forums, but you've been speaking out your mind, so this is a good place for you. We'll come back to you in a few minutes, and we're going to say hey to Homeboy79 in World Picks, also known as. Does a lot of things for PlayStation Home. I've known this guy since my Gamer in Depth days, and he's currently doing videos left and right every other week. He's doing videos, and some of them have been posted on the EOD and PlayStation Home. Homeboy, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. How about you?
Hanging loose and just enjoying life a little bit, man.
Excellent, excellent. I'm glad we were able to get this together, man. Yeah, it's been a while.
Been a long time.
I think it was before, even before Gamer in Depth days. You know, we're in closed beta together and all that stuff. So it's been a fun ride.
It's been a long, long road, but it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
We have one girl with us. We have a legendary Vicky.
Hiya.
Hiya, how you doing?
Not bad.
Good, good. Nice that you can join us today. I'm glad we finally got a hold of you. And
Yeah.
so you're always on the forums too. You kind of made the switch. You were across the pond at their forums, and now you're hanging out with us.
Yeah, it certainly was. I started using the any forums again probably the start of this year.
Nice.
And I've been really enjoying it. And they were a good bunch.
Well, we don't know when you sleep because you're always on.
I am on a lot.
But it's nice to have you here. And one last person we have here to go is we're going to talk to LegoFire. LegoFire, how you doing?
Hello there. I'm quite well. And how are you?
Great. You are also a MVP on the forums.
Indeed, I certainly am.
Yes, and we see you a lot at the PlayStation Home events.
Yeah, I try to make all of them if I can.
Yep, see you hanging out there. Any clubs you currently hang out with in PlayStation Home?
Well, as for clubs, I've never been really involved in them myself. I have leadership of one Anime Resonance, so I guess I'll give a shout out to that.
Cool, that'll work, that'll work. How long have you been in PlayStation Home?
I've been on PlayStation Home since about late 2011.
Quite a while too, quite a while. And you enjoying being MVP/guide?
Yeah, I do. I try to do as much as I can, you know. I write guides, I make videos, you know, I work on walkthroughs and all that and do as much as I can to get involved with the program and try to help the PlayStation and home community. So I enjoy it.
Great. It's a pretty good program. I was a part of both for, well, some time. But yeah, I enjoyed it too. All right. We're going to move into some of the hot topics in home. Obviously, LMOs, locomotions are really hot right now. VME, really hot right now with some of their items they have out. The newest hand walk craze, the wacky walks. They have bear claw, tumble, glitch, hand walking, all around. I mean, they have quite a bit of animations going on. Hellfire Games also, great group of guys over there, by the way. They have Moody's. Moody's are really hot right now. What do you guys think that's hot right now? Let's go to Vicky. What do you think is hot at home right now?
The Moody's, I love those. I've been using them non-stop since they came out in X7. We've been having so much fun with the Moody. When you put on the sad state, that's my favourite. You know, you're running crying. I think that's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. I like seeing I think one of the things that I've liked seeing is that LMOs have just taken over. I mean, there's so many out there. For them to be able to take something like that should be indoors and let you be able to use it outdoors is just incredible. Really cool stuff. What do you think, homeboy?
Yeah, I agree that the movies are pretty cool. A lot of these LMOs are this crazy. They're just wacky and wild, and it takes the evolution of home into where people can actually express themselves in more ways to another level. You know, so I think I enjoy them. I think they're awesome.
Me too. What do you think, EP? What do you think about these, man? What do you think's hot and home right now as far as that?
Well, me personally, I truly enjoy the choppers, the high-rise and also the low-rise, where you can kind of sit on your chopper, you can kind of sit on the side when you're parked. And I love, it's like super huge, like, you know, like that chopper is big. They did not even cut down on size, like as you see like most motorcycles and stuff. So that's really one of my favorite LMOs to use.
There are some pretty big ones. The horses are amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely. The horses for Lockwood is beautiful, especially the new specs they came out with this week. So it was really cool.
Icarix, what do you think's hot right now as far as LMOs and Moody's and things like that?
Well, I like the Moody's too. I thought they were like a really clever idea when I saw them in X7, and I've been having a lot of fun with them.
Anything stand out? Anything that really stands out for you?
In the Moody's?
Sure.
Well, I like the actually one of the things I like about in the cloud set was the running emote that accompanies them, because it's an actual run as opposed to a sort of a light jog that we usually have on home.
Yeah.
And so I just think it looks it's a really sharp, clean run. It's when I wound up talking to Hellfire last Monday for an article for the Gazette, and that should go tomorrow, hopefully.
Nice. Looking forward to that. All right, King of Games, any thoughts on some of these LMOs or Moody's? Anything that you can take around with you?
Oh, I'm really big on the animal avatars.
Oh, animals are hot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I really love those, except for the part where you talk and the top half of you come up. But other than that, I mean, I really love them. The spider, the unicorn. I think they got a tiger, a deer. You know, things like I just love how we really can become that, and I hope they do more. You know, become airplanes and chopters.
I think it'd be good to have some of these just for making videos, like 100 different spiders in a space or something, just like that.
That would be pretty cool. Especially like you did in a horror movie.
Oh, I think somebody mentioned that before in the forums when they had all those spiders out there making some type of Attack of the Killer spiders or something.
Yep. Arachno for you part 2.
Curse Plague, what do you think about some of these things, man?
I really like the animal LMOs as well because, I mean, it's just like you can be an animal. I mean, and with that, I also like the fact that you can, move a lot quicker. So I run the races in Acorn Meadows a lot with those.
Yep, cool stuff. Cajun, did I cover you yet?
Not yet.
LMOs.
I'm really choosy about the LMOs I get, because, I mean, the prices of those things are a little too high than what I would like them to be, but, that goes into a whole nother subject right there. But I'm pretty choosy about the ones I get, and, like, for example, I still have the old ones, like the Gundam style one, and the go-kart one, and then just the other day I went and spent the money on the VME printer to get the stealth bomber, so I'm kind of choosy at which ones I get.
I think it's good to be choosy, considering there's so many out there, and you really have to take your time, maybe do a little research sometimes. People get upset when they buy something they just don't like. So, Firefly Serenity posted on the forums, an avid PlayStation Home forum user, that Digital Platforms community manager had posted, well, actually I think it was Tempest Fire, who posted a picture of Star Trek The Next Generation Starfleet costumes, and that they were actually on their way to North America. And some of the outfits actually included the Red Commander outfit, which is a Red Commander and for pilots. They have the Gold outfit, which is for operations, including, I think it's security, tactical, and engineering. They also have the Blue outfits for the Next Generation, which is for sciences and medical. The picture also included a hand phaser, which I thought was pretty interesting. And if you're a Star Trek fan like me and a lot of other people, you definitely like this kind of stuff. And looking forward to something like that. Open mic on that. Thoughts on that? Any Star Trek fans here?
That's a perfect opportunity for a machinima, if you ask me.
Homeboy went right to machinima. How would I know you were going to go there?
Well, look at my track record.
Pretty much covers it. I've seen some people do some spaces that were actually look like awesome starship bridges. I think EU's had some of these outfits for a long time, but Star Trek Next Generation, it's hot. It looks pretty cool. I saw the picture they had was all females, but they actually had the Geordie glasses, so I thought that was pretty cool too. We'll see how that works out.
The LaForge.
Yep.
Nice.
This is I want to see when they come out with the Starship Enterprise. That's what I want.
You know what? I've already seen that on the forums too. I think in that same thread brought up by Firefly Serenity, somebody said, are we going to get a bridge for an estate or something? And that would be cool. Well, it happens. Depends. CBS actually owns the property rights to Star Trek, so we'll see how that goes. Anybody else interested in a Starship Enterprise bridge or a ship or a shuttle at least? Come on, anything.
I don't care if it's even a model. I just want one.
He doesn't care.
One I
It's
created
not
with a
really,
personal space is more of like your room on the starship, and then you leave that personal space to go to the real starship, and in the real starship you got your little mini games where you're fighting, the evil people in Star Trek, different things like that.
I think if they had some type of game attached to it, it would definitely sell like hotcakes. Very much so.
I want a mini game where you fight the Borg.
Oh,
That's what I want.
the Borg sounds so Swedish.
Well, maybe they are.
Vicky, you had a thought?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm not really into Star Trek or any of that stuff, but I know that a lot of people have been asking for it for a long time. So I think it's good that, that we have done something like this for the fans that are interested in. I'm curious to see, how it all turns out, and I hope that they do give the fans what they want.
I agree. I totally agree. I think a lot of people have been asking, and a lot of people want to see more movie tie-ins. Loot had done it at one time. We've seen quite a bit of things coming from Loot. We also want to see gaming tie-ins, and a lot of people are gamers, like Gamer here, Gamer316, and he wants to see these type of things more added. And it seems like it's been
Tomb Raider.
You went right to Tomb Raider. All right, one of the other things that dropped this week or just recently was more Doctor Who stuff. And I was talking to Vicky the other day, and we both agree that David Tennant is our Doctor, and the new Doctor can... We don't like him a whole lot. But some of the Doctor Who stuff, the Doctor Who space, the estate, it's one of the hugest in the world. So I thought that was pretty cool. Any thoughts on that?
I went to the Loot does a movie night almost every Saturday night, and they for the past few weeks they've had it in the Hollywood Hills house to stay at night, and last week or just last night they had it back at the TARDIS, and I got lost in that thing for the longest time. I couldn't find my way, and they had some of the spots in the intersections blocked off with different items, so you couldn't go there. So it was just like, it was a pain. But at the same time, to its credit, it's like you said, a huge space, and they even talked about in the live stream that there's a possibility. There's a possibility that some of those little dead ends might open up to additional spots too. So that was pretty cool.
If you've followed Doctor Who and you know anything about the TARDIS, it's just a little box. How could you possibly get lost in a little box? It's huge, that's why. It's incredibly huge.
I don't know anything about Doctor Who. I just saw the space and I bought it. And right now I'm trying to look at the show and figure out what's going on. So I mean, that's the good thing about it, because new people that never really seen the show look at it and be like, okay, well, this is a cool space. Let me go watch the show to see what's about.
If you're going to go back, King of Kings, if you're going to go back and watch, you have to start when David Tennant actually first came to the show and watch from there to Rose to some of the other people, the characters, and I think you'll really, really like that. It's good stuff.
I agree.
And Vicky agrees. I thought so. What we're talking about spaces. So what spaces are currently hot? I mean, you have Acorn Metals, which has definitely added some new characterization there, as far as ships that can fly, ships that go in water. What else do you have there?
Well, if you actually purchase the personal space, you actually get coins just by visiting there. It's pretty. It's like a little slice of your own park. There's no day or nighttime features, but other than that, it's a nice little park area, beautiful views that you can get there, and it's a nice little space just to go kind of check, kind of hang out. Honestly, it's like a perfect wedding area. So how like most people like to get married on home, that's a good place they can be able to go and actually do that at.
Yes. All right. So what else? What else is hot right now? What else in home is hot as far as public or how about the Diamond Beach Mansion second floor that just dropped?
I was about to mention that myself.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that Diamond Beach Mansion. I mean, they're coming out almost the same concept as the first mansions they come out with, but they came out even better. Where now, if you go from the first floor to second floor, your friends don't get kicked out no more. You're all still in the same spot. But in order for them to do that, they did have a limit all four spaces, or how many spaces Diamond Mansion is going to be, to 100 items for all four spaces. So good
But
for the par, you know.
I think that's something that came out a long time ago. Was everybody wanted the original two-story mansion to be all connected together, but there was such a legacy issue when it came to adding all the RAM up that was individually for each set item and piece, and now you have animated objects and stuff that also take up spaces. So I don't know, some people are complaining about it, some people are liking it. So I think
I think the yacht. I think the yacht will be separate.
You think so?
I think so, because as it stands, they have a boat that goes to the yacht, just like you would go to the yacht club in Marina. So what I think is going to happen is that the yacht's going to be like an extra space. And that's how they're going to figure out the furniture situation, I think. So, anyways, that's my two thoughts. I don't know. That's all speculation, but it's all speculation based of what I saw in the space already.
Great. Lego Fire, thoughts on some of the new hot spaces out there?
Yeah, I've got a lot of thoughts. Like as you said for the Diamond Mansions, as Homeboy was saying, a lot of speculation is like, floor 1 and 2 are probably actually going to be the only ones connected and the rest will be separate. And that's just my guess for that. But I'd actually like to get more into the actual features of the space, because there's a lot to do there. You've got like screens on the first and second floor, you've got interactive bathrooms, showers, you've got 2 gift machines in the space so far. There's so many interactive features that's just an insane improvement from everything else Sony's done so far. It's nice to see them getting back in the game.
Mm-hmm. Icarus, thoughts?
One of the spaces that I like that just dropped in X7 is the new ranch space from Lockwood.
Oh yeah.
I picked up the bundle, like the club and the personal space. And one of the things I like about what Lockwood did with it was they didn't do like a cookie cutter of both the personal and the club space. They're different spaces, like in terms of look and what's in them. I think every time I go into it, I think of like Red Dead Redemption. I just feel like I want to play that game as soon as I jump in there.
I think a lot of spaces do that for me in PlayStation Home. They remind me of some other game or some other place. And Red Dead Redemption was definitely one of them, yeah. Cool. Vicky, thoughts?
Well, for me, it has to be the new Voodoo Diner. I think that's a really great space. I like the jukebox they have there too. I think Vimy is really on a roll just now, actually, with everything that's been releasing.
Vimy has quite a bunch of stuff out right now, and considering they come a long way since they're Alphabet Tees, let me tell you something. They have it's really different seeing them step up the way they have. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. The kick on Vimy in the past has been they've been overly priced. Curse Plague, what do you think? Are they overpriced?
Yes. I think that's, it's pretty overpriced.
I think a lot of people feel that way. I've heard this a lot on the forums too. Cajun, overpriced?
I don't think they're the most overpriced out of the developers. They are up there, but they're still, adult developer that beats them out.
I think you get quality. EP, can you agree with me? You get some good quality stuff from Vimy now, and it might not be as overpriced as some people think.
Well, this is my thought on it. Honestly, I think that in the market that we are in today, developer has to make money. I think that's the biggest thing. And looking at that way, okay, you are paying for virtual content. That is your choice to purchase it or not. Pretty much just what it is. However, at the same time, they have to still be competitive to what the market is. The market is going down. So therefore, resources for them to be able to create these contents and stuff like that, they have to raise their prices just a tad bit to be able to at least be able to make it through, because we don't know exactly what the contract that they pretty much have, with Sony and whatnot, to develop these items for us, So I think honestly most of their things is pretty much not bad. I mean, because as for me being from the beginning, to see actual prices increase a lot anyway, because I remember stuff used to be 50 cent for a shirt, 50 cent for, a pair of pants, 50 cent for some shoes, and now you're paying $1 for a pair of pants, $1 for a shirt.
$1.50 sometimes.
Exactly. Depending on the item that you actually choose from, I think it's really about the same. And I mean, I think they're trying to offer different content for everyone. It's just not one person or the other.
What's interesting, they don't talk to each other. The developers don't go, okay, what is this person making, and what are they making, and how much are they selling it for? They kind of all do this together. It's like it's sometimes things are a little overpriced. Sometimes, it's kind of vote with your wallet, and I've heard this a lot, but yeah, it's good that people are actually still spending in home because there's just not a lot of great spenders. How many times can you spend on one item? A pair of pants is a pair of pants. Not so much. Now they do, quite a bit of different things. This is another hot topic in home right now. Actually, this topic started in February, and I wanted to touch base with every single one of you individually and ask you about your thoughts about home on PlayStation 4. Like I said, this is since they announced it in February. Forum members have been talking about it. So what do we know so far? Not much. Tempest Fire actually could only confirm that he really has nothing to confirm right now. Third-party developers, they don't know much either. We don't know what's going on. The powers that be will eventually make a decision, and when the time comes, I guess they'll let us know. Can home be applied to PS4? Can it be in the Gaikai cloud? How does it grow from there? Well, what happens once it does get there, if it gets there? What needs to change in PlayStation Home for it to have a future on PlayStation 4? And those are some things I want to bring up to each and one of you guys. I'm going to start with EP because I know he's thought about this and had some of his own conversations with other people on this. EP.
All right. This is my thing. I look at it as most applications that's already on the PS3. PlayStation Home is an application. Just like you can download YouTube, you can download Hulu, you can download, Music Unlimited. These are applications. So Home will be, to me, if they were to add it to the PlayStation 4, it's going to be another application. They already moved over a lot of our content from our hard drive to their online server. So to me, that's an indicator that, that could be something working in the mix, where they could say, hey, let's go ahead and spend it on the PS4. Let's give, the community that is really involved in home, which I know there's like hundreds of thousands of millions of people that are, that love home, get on home, weekly, if not daily, or live on there practically, going in their wardrobe and waking back up and, still in wardrobe to still be able to go through home without getting kicked off. But, just the future of home, even if they were to change it, the biggest thing is I know with the graphics that the PS4 will be running versus, home at its current state running just 720, that's going to they're going to have to invest some money there to do those improvements, to the graphics and probably, have better spaces that can be able to run on the PS4. So those are certain things that, that are my concern if they were to bring it over or not. But, it has nothing been confirmed yet, so we have to see.
Two questions, and I'm going to ask this to everybody pretty much, so I want to ask you first. It's obviously going to go in as is. I don't think they're going to scrap it and start all over. Do you?
No, I don't think they will. I think the current home that we have now, like I said, it being an application, why not bring it over? It's something that you can download. Because just like on your PS3, you can delete home if you choose to. It's your option.
Very good. Will home be on PS4? Yes or no?
From what I believe, yes. I believe so.
That's all I wanted to hear. Icarus, thoughts? PS4 home. Is it home to us?
I think it will be eventually. Home may not appear on it right at launch, but I think there's no reason to believe that it won't be on the PS4 at some point. I think home can possibly live on the PS3 for a little while longer because, people aren't going to just get rid of their PS3s when they get a PS4.
You're right. Absolutely.
It works well on the PS3, so, there's no reason to get rid of it because the PS4 is around.
how do they grow it? If it does go over, how does it survive on PS4 when everybody's going to be playing all these different games? What do they need to do if it does get over to PS4?
Well, I guess they do. They need to sort of grow the audience and the user base that is on home. I mean, it's sort of been growing constantly since the inception. One of the things that I would like to see happen is maybe more crossover between some of the games that are released on the PS4 and some of the content or some downloadable content or costumes or whatever can be transferred over to the PS Home. We saw that with the new Ibn Ob game, co-developed with Code Glue, I believe, and they had a lot of downloadable content that was available for home. That, I mean, it's great to sort of get that kind of stuff.
Sure, I hope they'd actually do that.
And it wasn't just like a T-shirt or something. There's a whole bunch of rewards that they offered.
I think everybody can agree we don't want no more T-shirts.
Sure. One of the other things I'd like, if it does, well, when it does go to the PS4, is I'd like to sort of see it maybe expand the organization a bit of some of the wardrobe needs a bit more definition so it's easier to use. Because, I mean, if you get, as time goes on, you get more stuff, and it becomes a little more cumbersome to sort of go through all your stuff trying to find something. And I'd like to see it sort of maybe organized or
more storage,
more
storage.
Not necessarily more storage, but just sort of organized better so it's easier to sort of navigate through as opposed to just sort of going through everything piece by piece almost. Does that make sense?
Yes. What do you think home needs as far as... I'll just ask you straight out. Do you think that home will be on PS4, yes or no?
Yes, at some point. Not necessarily at launch, but it will be.
That's two for two so far. Gamer316, are you there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here, and I'm actually pretty opinionated about this as how people react on the forums. Like, I find it absolutely ridiculous that people say that they will not buy a PS4 if home isn't on it. And I feel that like home might be on it at some point. And also for like home to thrive, in my opinion, on the PS4, I honestly think that they should go back to the roots of like how they release like so much content like based on games and whatnot. I mean, the PS4 is like told that like first and foremost it's a gaming device, and then all this other stuff is comes like secondary. You know, want to play games and whatnot. That they may be interested in home if it's more related to the games. Like for me back in the day when Killzone 2 was coming out, I pre-ordered it from Amazon just for the costume. I have never played Killzone 2 before, or Killzone, and I absolutely loved it. And as time went on, they released more Killzone stuff in home, and I bought everything Killzone related.
One of the best events on PlayStation Home was Killzone.
Yeah, it was, and I pre-ordered Killzone 3 just for the jetpack too.
Yep, there you go. All right, thanks for your input. Homeboy, did we cover you?
No.
Did you have anything to say about home on PS4? I don't know. I don't think you do.
You know, there's a lot to say about that.
There is.
But you know,
You've got 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep it long. So basically, will home be on PS4? You know, nobody knows. That's basically what it is. You look at developers, and they're not putting all their eggs in one basket. Obviously, you got Code Glue making Ibn Ob. You got Lockwood going out with Advocate, and they're expanding Advocate to an actual open world stuff similar to Home. That's going to be multi-platform that you can use on your on your mobile device. So that they're coming out with that. You got Lockwood with Forsaken Planets, and the list goes on with home developers venturing out on additional projects. So, you know, they're obviously not putting all their eggs in one basket. So they're looking to future opportunities. Will that be? Is that an indicator that home is not going to be on the PS4? I'm not exactly sure, but it's a good indicator that they don't know. You know, so will it be on their launch? I don't know. It might not be, but it might appear later on. You got the Gaikai, you got a huge fan base. Who knows? But I would love to see it there.
You brought it up, so I'll bring it up too. You have your developers there. You have PS4 coming. If Sony doesn't tell the developers what to do, or at least give them some type of direction, a roadmap, if you will, they're going to go in different directions.
Now you also have, with the PS4 coming, you have the price drop of the PS3, opening a huge market for other people who are just going to be brand new to home.
So you stay with home on PS3 as long as you can.
Right. It's going to be around for a little while. I'm not saying it's not turning off tomorrow.
I agree.
So I think there's at least a future. If there's a future at all, there's still at least a future on the PS3 for home.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to add something.
I'm gonna throw it to EP real quick.
Okay. Sorry. I just want to add something. One thing. The biggest thing is too, you got to look at it like this. A lot of developers for PlayStation Home are kind of entering the indie game. That's like the new wave that even Microsoft is like, okay, we see where we messed up at. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into indie games. That's a big lucrative market as well. I think right now for gaming period, it's about creating wonderful content as far as games. Now, I do love the cross-play as far as you can go on home, you can sit here and download this game, the IBB and OBB. You can be able to, download the game and you also get home content. Now, who's to say that the future of a lot of these indie games that, are going to be released soon won't have that same feature as well for PlayStation Home. And my thing is, why move over the content if, hey, it's not going to be expanded? That's my thing. That's one thing that I look at. Why not just leave it on our own server, our own system, on our own hard drive to say, than having it on their cloud-based service?
Good point. All right, I'll move on to a few people I missed. Did I get Curse Plague? Curse Plague, are you there?
Yeah. And the way I see it is, PlayStation Home has generated a significant amount of fans and things like that, so I don't think they would just leave it out of PlayStation 4. But looking at the size of it, I don't think it's at the top of their priority list to move it over.
That's straight up.
At the moment.
That's just straight up. Wow. Cajun, do you feel the same way?
In a way, yeah. I truly believe that there's so many different things that are happening with this PlayStation Home that in ways they really don't need to move it over. They just need to start fresh. You can go to the support forums and see constant messages left and right of the same things happening over and over again. Chat club disconnect. The Pottermore is another one. They just came out with a third update for Pottermore, and yet there's still some of us that can't even link in our accounts. There's still multiple issues happening on this PlayStation Home that if they move this PlayStation Home and how big it is to the PlayStation 4, you're just bringing all these errors with it as well. So they need to take a step back before they even think about moving it, get the issues corrected, get these things working properly the way they should before even attempting to move it. Or just start fresh. You learn from your mistakes on this PlayStation Home, which is a beta version of it anyway, and you start fresh, and you minus all these errors all over again.
I would love to see it start fresh and new. I just think we're too far into the game. I don't know. I just don't know if the money's there. I don't know if like you said, if the tech is going to be there, that's great. Gamer 360 called on if Home was going to be on PS4 for them to bring in these games. Game-related home stuff, not just outfits. We're talking estates, spaces, games. Bring in a whole level to a game that you're going to have out there into PlayStation Home. And please, don't let us play from our avatars. Let us play as the avatar that they had built for the game. It hasn't worked. It hasn't proven to work in the past. The other thing I'd like to see is advertising. When's the last time you've seen any advertising outside of the forums or outside of anywhere about PlayStation Home? There's just not enough advertising.
Ratchet & Clank Nexus.
Ratchet & Clank. Okay, I'll give you that. I think that's pretty cool. That they're going to do something with Ratchet & Clank Nexus. I think that's cool. I'm playing the HD the games online right now, so I'm looking forward to finishing that. The other thing I think that needs to happen, if Home does go onto PlayStation 4, we need more support from the Sony people on on their side. I mean, so far it's just digital platform managers saying, okay, we support home. Where are all the other bloggers out there that have actually stayed away from PlayStation Home, and because it's not really a game, they really don't talk about it or support it. They've been to home a couple of times. To be honest with you, they didn't like it. That's just what I've heard and from what I've seen. And if Sony is an entity that's going to build and grow together, then I want to see it grow together, and especially come PlayStation 4. Vicky, do you agree with me? Do you think home will be on PlayStation 4?
Well, I'm very on the fence, with this topic. I've been reading the threads from the forums, and I think for home to survive on the PS4, if it was to, be taken over, I think it would need to be a lot more in-game content, a lot more promotions, and I just think that it needs to be handled better, with the home team.
Do you think they should at least just give it a chance? All they got to do is app it. Yahoo already mentioned it. It's just like pretty much everything else. They're going to have, Netflix on there. That's an application. They're going to have others. Shouldn't they just give it a try? Just throw it on as it is, PlayStation 3 version of going on to PlayStation 4. Just give it a try and see how it goes. Should they at least do that much?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I would love to see it go over. I think, as others have touched upon, though, the inventory system's a mess. The wardrobe system's a mess. Storage is a mess. There is a lot of bugs that need to be sorted out, though. If they were to take it over, it would have to be fixed.
Absolutely. What do you think it would? How would it stride? How would it hit its? It's already hit its stride. I mean, every time I look at something new that happens in home right now, I look and I say, that's as far as they can go. I don't see them going any further. But then they come out with LMOs, and I think, oh, this is great. You can take things that should be in your estate. You can walk around with them. Some of you out there, you already know there's some other stuff coming that's pretty cool as far as games and stuff like that are going to be out in the public. So what's next? What's the next cool thing that we're going to have in PlayStation Home? We don't know, but we hope it's going to be more than just LMOs. More active items out in public. Cajun already mentioned. Cajun mentioned there's a lot of things to fix already as there is, and I hope they do focus on that. Go ahead.
I would really like to see things that give you more interactive things to do with other players. Like you've got your LMOs, but they're all one person. I'm not talking hugging and kissing.
I
but,
think slow dancing would be pretty cool. Let's mention slow dancing there. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, just things like that, where you can actually interact with your friends and, like dancing or even just sitting on that picnic blanket, that they brought out. It would be nice if, you could, like, Beanie, again, they done it with their Acorn Park. They've got the picnic baskets there where you can have, I think it's up to 6 people join the picnic.
Yes.
But if you could do that with an LMO, where you could have maybe 1 or 2 friends join you anywhere, it doesn't have to be Acorn, anywhere.
That's right.
I would like to see things like that.
Good point. Wow. Some good stuff here. We'll go to Lego Fire. Lego Fire, thoughts on home on PS4?
All right. I've got a bunch of different thoughts on this. It's a hot topic on the forums and whatnot. And, we haven't heard a whole lot from Tempest, being he apparently doesn't have any information either, which kind of makes you wonder, like, PlayStation 4 games, that are being worked on, and we're getting notified of it. So, they're in progress, and then you wonder about home. You'd think if they were actually going to work on something, they would have worked on it before, the PlayStation 4's actual release. So it kind of makes you have a lot of thoughts on that and whatnot. And even if we do get some sort of platform like PlayStation Home on the PS4, it might be in a different form since, PlayStation Home's not exactly the most popular thing, and I'm sure Sony aren't exactly all that happy about the promotion-wise features of it. So they might want to just, make something totally different like we've heard of maybe happening in the past.
I think that'd be great if they can do something like that. I've always been a little worried about not hearing anything at all, because either they are or they aren't. Well, they haven't even made that decision yet, just like Lego Fire just brought out. And if they haven't, then it just kind of leaves us in limbo, like maybe we're not important enough, maybe we're not big enough. You said it yourself, maybe we're not hot enough. I don't know. Okay, we're going to do a close out on this. I just want to get final thoughts from everybody. Lego, yes or no? Home on PS4?
I'm gonna say yes.
Not right away?
Like, yeah, not right away. Like, judging from what's happening, it could take a while for them if they're actually going to start working on it, since we haven't received anything so far, or it might even be an entire different, platform overall. It could be something different, not even home anymore.
Gotcha. We'll go to Vicky. Final thoughts. Home on PS4.
I would like it to be. I'm not positive that it's going to be. Maybe in the future, yeah.
I think that's how a lot of us feel right now, and that's a shame. I'd like to get some type of finality to it. We'll see. King of Games, thoughts, home on PS4, man.
Okay, my thoughts are the fact that a lot of content right now is getting more 18 and over. And right now, I think that's where home is headed. Will there be home PS4? I think it won't be. I think it'll be called something different, like PS Earth or PS Universe or something like that. That's what I think. That's where I think it's headed, and it will be more for 18 and over, and less about the kids. Like a lot of people are saying in the forums right now that home is getting a lot more adult oriented, and I think that's where home is headed.
So you think they should just call it hotel?
So just. I think it's going to be bigger than it is on the PS3. That's where I think it's going to be headed to.
All right, we'll see. All right, let's go to EP. I know you want to finish out this thought.
All right, this is my thought on it. I mean, just like what King said, home is becoming more adult featured because pretty much adults just buying content. It's a trend. If you are spending money, you're buying, and especially if you're adult, you're 18 and older or whatnot, you are spending money to purchase a lot of these content that, home has. I mean, a lot of women, they like just like when a lot of women were on the forums and they were saying, hey, we don't have content. And here it is, they have more content than males do. That's the thing you have to kind of look at. And I kind of do, agree with Lego Fire as well. If home does come over, it's not going to be right then and there. Mm-hmm. It could be a new project that they could be working on. But I really do feel that home will be on the PS4. I think that will be something that they will definitely incorporate. Because, I mean, regardless of the fact of the matter, it is still a moneymaker for Sony from my point of view. Every time I visit some of my friends, they always buy the new latest content. They're always buying whatever, from whatever developer. So, I mean, why cut off something that can still make you money? Especially with the new reports, the yen is dropping and, they feel, just some of the, certain websites that actually was discussing about, because the yen is falling, what is Sony going to do? I think Sony's going to still be good, just even with the PS4. I think they're going to, they have a lot of support from a lot of their, from the U.S. and other countries and stuff like that. I think, that they can be a top leader in this. I mean, especially with the $399 price tag, can't beat it.
We'll see how that works out.
Can I add something to that? Like they were saying, there are a lot of content's being sent out, and there's a lot of people getting the content, which is helping drive home. And there's an audience for it because I pay attention to a lot of the different media groups in home. Like Home Station Magazine, PS, Home Gazettes, all these different sources, Captain Fathead, Avatar Productions, all those guys. And there's a lot of people who aren't really known, like, or hugely on the forums, but are really known, like Just Terra, for example. Yep. And your PS Home. These guys are having huge amounts of viewership.
Yes.
On their channels and on their media sites. So there's obviously a huge fan base for home. So I think it can be on the PS4 if the community just continues on with driving home that they want home on the PS4. And don't sit there and pitch a tent and say, I'm not going to buy a PS4 if home's not on there. Just say, hey, I want PS4 to have home, and just drive that point home.
Yeah, I think people have to pick their battles, and that's something they need to do right there is support Sony, support the PS4, and the PS3 is still going to be there, and so is home. So obviously that's not going anywhere like I already mentioned, but we'll see how that plays out. Cajun, final thought.
When you guys say that way of not buying the PlayStation 4, I'll tell you what, without the announcement of Home being on the PlayStation 4,
Mhm.
it's probably one of the main reasons why I am going to get a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
But it's probably one of the main reasons I haven't rushed to go pre-order one. I have right now I have no need to rush to go get a PlayStation 4. Yes, I know there's going to be new games for it. Yes, they're going to have better graphics. But once again, there's still, those games that are coming out are probably not games that I want to play right now, especially with the games that I already play. So without Home, my feeling is without Home being guaranteed for the PlayStation 4, I have no true need to rush to go pre-order that PlayStation 4. And here's the other thing. If they do bring the PlayStation Home to the PlayStation 4, whether it be brand new or not, there's so much more potential for a PlayStation Home on the PlayStation 4, especially from a club point of view. Right now we're limited to 32 people per club. Well, that's why LH has 3 clubs now, because we have more people that want to be involved with our club, but unfortunately we're not able to put them all in the same club, even though we are all one club. So there's that limitation. I feel they would be able to cut that out on the PlayStation Home, along with events. How many times have you heard about an event and you try to jump to that event and it's not letting you in? Well, that's because the space is limited to, 62 people?
Yeah.
That's another killer right there, too. You would be able to eliminate those killers if Home was to be brought to the PlayStation 4. You wouldn't have to worry about those things anymore. So I truly believe they need to bring it to the PlayStation 4 to showcase the full potential of PlayStation Home.
I agree with that. I mean, they had this huge social media emphasis for the PS4. It's going to be like I think 2,000 friend limit now.
2,000 friends list.
Yep.
I mean,
2,000.
Yeah, exactly. So they're pulling out all the stops with the social media. So I don't see why Home. I mean, obviously Home would be a shoo-in for something like that if that's what their centric focus is on.
I think if you take a look at it and look at it as what the PS4 so far, what we've seen so far as the media, to share things with your friends right away. Hey, look what I bought. Well, what is it? Well, let me show you on the PS4 what I just got. Well, I'm offline. Well, here it is anyway, and you can still see it. You can make videos and all this other stuff. Real quick, Curse Plague.
Oh, well, I think it will be on the PS4, but eventually, just because, I mean, just looking at how much Sony has on its plate already, I don't think it's, like I said, a priority.
Right.
And to piggyback on that, think of it this way, too. When the PS3 came out, Home wasn't available right away for the PS3. They waited until like the E3 to announce the big thing, PlayStation Home, I think we're going to get the same aspect as far as PlayStation Home on the PlayStation 4. I think they're going to wait until an E3 or Gamecom or something along those lines to announce the next big thing coming out of PlayStation Home.
I'd like to see that. I think they did okay with E3 this year as far as having the booth and everything. It didn't blow my mind. I think the E3 from 2011 was the one that was probably the best, if you ask me. But I've seen a lot in PlayStation Home. I don't know where it's going. I'd like to know where it's going. I know where it's been, and so do all of you, because you've all been around for a while and checked this out. So we're going to wrap this up here in a second. So one of the things I wanted to end with was I want you guys to think of a couple people out there that you want to give your shout-outs to, because let's face it, if it wasn't for the forums and friends and clubs and relationships and trolls and moderators and topics, we wouldn't be having this discussion right now. So I just want to go around real quick and get you guys to give a quick shout out to people out there that that would like to probably hear their names in this conference. And let's start with Louisiana Hurricanes. Actually, Legendary Hurricanes.
Oh, well, I have to give it to my co-owner for LSU Tigers fan for sure. If it wouldn't been for me and him getting together, LH wouldn't be the way it is right now, and I got to give a shout out to all the LH members, If it wasn't for them, LH wouldn't be where they at right now.
How long have you guys been running?
Well, LSU started the club back like right at the beginning of open beta. I didn't meet him until '09, where me and him were able to get together and start it as it is now. In '09, it did start off as Louisiana Hurricanes. I believe we did the name change in 2002 12,
Mm-hmm.
where we became Legendary Hurricanes. This way, it attracts more users, and they don't see the name and say, oh, well, we have to be from Louisiana to be able to join. No, that's not what we're about. We're about a home community. We're about trying to give the community an option there to have more fun in home and show them how to do it.
Great. Thanks. Appreciate your time, and thanks for joining me here. Curse Plague, quick shout out to anybody out there. Club?
I'd also like to give a shout out to the Legendary Hurricanes because I'm a member as well as a leader, and they've seemed to reignite my interest in home.
Nice. In World Picks, a.k.a. Homeboy79. Shout out.
Let me give a shout out to all the media groups out there, the community at large. You know, they're awesome. HS Magazine, Home Station Magazine. Big thanks to them for allowing me to have the opportunity to share my the work from In World Picks on the HSM EOD channel, and Luke's been really kind to me for the past few months or so as well. So they've been really awesome, and you know, all the devs that have completely been behind home. Big shout out to them.
Yes, absolutely. Yahert, EP, you're up, brother.
Well, first, you know, I just want to give out to all the Incognito members, Des, Christopher, Steve, Bob, Burby. Also, I want to give out a shout out to Glass Walls. I mean, just him being like the main focal person, the oracle of home, you know, even though, you know, he's moved on to different endeavors, you know, just him to him as well, you know, just being a great person, great community manager when he was there. Yourself, thanks. You know, big thanks for that as well.
Yes. And thanks for Incog for handling some pretty temperamental stuff just recently, losing a forum member, good friend, and just...
Definitely. Mr. Snyder K. Whiplash, you know, good friend. You know, it sucks that he passed, but, you know, he's not suffering anymore.
No,
and
good guy.
You know, that's the big thing. Yeah, definitely.
Sure enough. King of Games, you are up, brother. Shout outs.
All right, first shout outs to Spider Girl 09. You know, she would hurt me. I ain't say her name. Like you said, Sophronia Cheese. You know, she's the new captain of the home MVPs.
Yep, my girl.
Everybody that's on, you know, the debate right now. You know, Cajun, EP, Jersquall, everybody else.
Thanks,
you know, all the forum members, everybody who writes, you know, they don't think that we don't listen. We do listen, and we hear what everybody's saying. But that's my shout outs.
Right on, brother. Thank you for coming too. I appreciate it, man. Logo Fire, MVP, you're up, brother.
All right then. My shout outs would be, you know, to mainly Hinata, the girl I'm with at the moment, who she's really nice and whatnot. And then, of course, I've got all my friends from, you know, the home forums, home community, and just everyone there that I talk to. Without them, I wouldn't even be on home and wanting to help all the time without them inspiring me so much. So I'd like to thank them.
Thanks. I'm glad you actually joined today, too. I know you guys all waited for me yesterday, and I had some issues with the microphone, so I'm glad you guys all came back. I appreciate it very much. Gamer316, you won that game yet or not, man?
I actually stopped playing a while ago.
All right.
But
shout out.
Yeah, my shout-outs go to Sons of Hellgun and the rest of the Guns of Hellgas, Tortured Needle, PM Gen, Big Mac 43, Captain Fathead, and the rest of the MVPs.
Dang, that's a lot. All right, Vicky, you are up. The legendary one and only Vicky. Shout outs.
I'd like to give a shout out to Fur 902 and Mindblur, because those guys have been an absolute rock for me over this past year. You couldn't meet two nicer people. And I would also like to give a shout out to all those guys on the forums, you know, Mr. First Player doing this contest every, you know, couple of weeks. I think they're really good for the community.
Yes.
He's taken a lot of steps and he's, you know, kept at it, which I think is really admirable. And, you know, shout out goes to Mr. First Player, definitely, just for all the hard work he's been putting in lately.
A lot of work. Some good stuff. Good people out there, too. I think we did Ixrix, go ahead. Your shout-outs.
I'd like to give a shout out to Julie Love and the Welcome to Home Committee. They were a big help to me when I was starting off last year, and I was kind of lost and stuff. And it was nice that there was a group of people around that knew about home and they could sort of help me out when I was sort of starting out. I'd like to give a shout out to Stevie363. He's someone that I met up on the forums last year, and he's continued to be a great friend of mine to this day. And he was the one that sort of got me writing for the Gazette. Actually, I covered the first thing I did for the Gazette was covering a party that Julian, David, and Steffi threw for a pajama party.
Nice.
And now I have about 50 home articles under my belt.
Wow, that's a lot.
So I guess I should also give a big shout out to Sinella for giving me a place to write and stuff.
Sinella is cool. Everybody loves Sinella.
Awesome.
Yep.
And I guess I should give a shout out to Sony for giving me a chance to be an MVP. So I don't know.
Sure enough. Digital platforms.
Yeah, I thought I botched the application form, but I was happy when I was chosen.
Well, thanks. I think we covered everybody. I want to give my shout out to Loot from Jason, Lindsay, Danilo, all the gang over there. Just some really great people. Terracide, you know what you're going through this weekend, and hearts are out for you, and we love you. John at Game Mechanics. John's just great to talk to. He's very informative. He knows a lot about the industry and gaming, and just a really great guy. Game Mechanics, some great products in PlayStation Home, just coming along. He doesn't even need to be there. He's just there doing his thing with his people, and that says a lot. Sophronia, TSFRJ, Danger Dad's always on the forum, posting stuff for us to see, and just a really down-to-earth guy. I like reading his stuff. And home forums in general, you know, the forums get a bad rap, but so much is there. We get our information there. Like I said, our friends are there. You meet people there. You have fun there. You get in trouble there. Just a little bit of everything happens right there. So shout out to digital platforms and everything they're doing and that they're going to be doing here. I want to thank my guests, all of you, for coming, and I appreciate this. And if this goes good, and we'll do this again sometime. So thanks to you guys. This is Jersquall signing off, and I'll see you guys on the forums.
Thank you.
Cool. You guys are open mic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Xbox sucks.